Hi everyone, I'm Katie, an infant toddler Montessori teacher and registered early childhood educator. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the Montessori approach to picky eating and share some strategies that I used in the classroom around snack and meal times. Over the years, I've gotten a lot of questions from parents around their child's eating habits. I can't tell you how many times I have been asked, how did you get them to eat that? Now, an advantage that I had in the classroom was peer influence. So my first tip for you is to eat with your child. It's not the same as seeing 9 of your peers all eating their broccoli, but you are going to be their first role model when it comes to eating habits. Once you have introduced solids into your child's diet, it's really helpful if you offer them a variety of foods. The simplest way to do this is to provide them with small tastes of the food that you're eating. Try to avoid feeding them the same foods over and over. So for example, if the child is used to eating pasta for dinner every night, this becomes a part of their sense of order. And this is going to be very difficult to break them out of this habit later on. That's why it's really important to introduce a variety of foods as early as possible. Another helpful strategy that I used in the classroom is to let them explore. Children are sensorial explorers, so let them explore and experience their food. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to allow them to smear applesauce on the walls or throw their spaghetti across the room. It's just about giving them time to explore their food and hopefully eventually eat it. In the classroom, for example, I allowed the children to squeeze their orange slices to discover the juice inside, or eat their hummus with their hands. I always felt like as long as they were touching the food, that was a really good sign. And my rule of thumb in working with young children is only give them as much as you're willing to clean up. So don't give them the entire container of hummus to eat with their fingers, but a small dollop on their plate, there's no harm in that. Starting in infancy, you can even give them a clean, whole fruit or vegetable to explore with all of their senses. This is actually one of the activities in the infant portion of the program, exploring citrus fruits. Exploring the fruits independently allows the child to roll them, to smell them, to feel the different textures of the peels, and so on. You can do the same thing at mealtime. Simply offer them something, whether it be a whole fruit or a chopped up fruit, and allow them to explore with no expectation that they'll take a single bite. Once they're old enough, usually in toddlerhood, you can take their exploration a step further by inviting them to help prepare the foods. Washing fruits and vegetables is a great place to start when it comes to food preparation. Once they've got strong enough fine motor skills, you can invite them to peel their own banana or clementine. It's helpful if you start the peel for them and demonstrate how it's done, but then invite them to take over and finish it off. They will eventually get the hang of it. And in the classroom, the children really enjoyed taking on this responsibility on their own. When they start to show an interest in chopping fruits and vegetables, and as long as you're comfortable with it, you can provide them with a child-safe knife and show them how to safely use it. I would say that inviting the children to help prepare their snacks at school was hands down the most effective way of getting them to try new foods. We do a lot of food preparation activities in our Montessori at Home program. So if you're looking for some guidance on how to present these types of activities to your child, I really encourage you to check it out. I'll be sure to link the description below. A fun activity that I would recommend is every once in a while, bring your child to the grocery store or to a local market and spend some time in the produce section. I did this a few times over the years with my students, and it was a really great experience. We'd always leave the grocery store with a new fruit or vegetable to try. And I'll admit, once we got back to the school and we started to prepare the fruits and vegetables and it was time to eat them, some of the children were not interested in trying it because this was their first exposure to this particular fruit or veg. And believe it or not, some children need to be exposed to a new food 20 to 40 times before they're even willing to try it. This ties into my final point, which is to respect the child's decisions around food and meal times. Forcing the child to eat something that they don't want to eat or to finish their plates can create harmful patterns around eating later on. Meals don't have to be a battle. If they don't want to eat or they don't want to finish their food, they'll eat at the next meal. A helpful strategy in respecting your child's wishes around food and at meal times is to serve food family style. This is what we did in the classroom. All the different foods were served in individual bowls with a serving spoon so that the children could serve themselves as much or as little as they wanted. They may serve themselves too much at first, but this makes for great conversation about maybe serving themselves a little less next time. If you're interested in learning more, we've got an excellent blog post on our site. Laura had a chance to sit down with Danielle Binns, who is a certified nutritionist and picky eating expert, and Laura had the chance to ask her some of the most common questions that we get from families in our community. So if you're interested, I'll link to that in the description below as well. All right, well, that is the Montessori approach to picky eating. I hope you found today's video helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, it really helps our channel if you like and subscribe. This helps other parents to find our channel. And if you have a question, feel free to comment your question below and we'll answer it in a future video. Take care. Bye.